The Joker is easily one of the most memorable characters in Batman the Animated Series. His chase and dynamic with Batman, which far exceeds the chase between a cat and mouse, has often been a fan favorite. Mark Hamill's iconic portrayal of the character only adds to this. Needless to say, the show has highlighted several such moments in storylines where the Joker has come up with some of the craziest plots to take down the Dark Knight or to inconvenience people in general with his twisted sense of humor. In fact, the Dark Knight is not the only man who has had to actively engage with his lunacy. In today's video, we will go over 10 such episodes across Batman the Animated Series and its sequel, well, kind of known as the New Batman Adventures, where the Joker has experienced some of the craziest moments with Batman during the execution of some of his sickest plots. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like the content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. Number 1. Mad Love. Starting with the last episode from the New Batman Adventures, Mad Love glosses over why and how Harleen Quinzel fell in love with the Joker and blossomed into the notorious Harley Quinn. Needless to say, their toxic relationship is quite infamous, and despite being mistreated all the time, Harley sticks by the side of her Hoodin, but one day after a failed attempt at killing Commissioner Gordon thanks to Batman, Joker gloats over his previous plans of killing Batman. One such plan was to drop Batman into a tank full of hungry, smiling piranhas. He wanted to kill his arch-nemesis in a way that would be comedic as well as humiliating. The last joke, if you may, but since he could not get the piranhas to smile, the plan was scrapped. So, lost in his desire to kill Batman, he fails to notice Harley, who is trying to seduce him. When he does notice her, it just bothers him, and as such, he kicks her out of the door. Harley soon ponders over her lost career, her criminal record, and her terrible life with the Joker, and comes to one conclusion. She must eliminate Batman to make her life better. Without the presence of Batman, the Joker will give all of his attention to her, and so he pulls out the old plan of throwing Batman into a tank full of piranhas, this time in a foolproof way. Harley fakes turning against the Joker and instead pretends to turn him into the GCPD by lying about him, the Joker, planning to bomb Gotham. As such, Batman rushes to the site but is soon sedated with an injection by Harley. When he gains consciousness, he finds himself hanging upside down over a piranha tank, making the downturned faces of the piranhas look like smiles. As Harley arrives to bring her lover's vision to life, Batman clearly points out how the Joker would go ballistic knowing that she was stealing his chance to kill Batman. He also mentions how the Joker never loved Harley. This angers Harley, who calls the Joker immediately to tell him about what she has done, but everything Batman said comes true. Livid at being upstaged when it comes to killing Batman, Joker rushes to the site and strikes Harley to the ground. He soon groups her alongside people like his father and Batman, who never gets his jokes, and throws her out the window. With Harley out of the picture, the Joker lowers Batman to the table and even apologizes to him. Soon after, he asks Batman to forget the entire thing and prepares for their next confrontation, only to realize that this is too good of an opportunity to not cash upon. Batman fights back, and their fight takes them atop a moving train. This leads to a crazy fist fight where Batman admits to Joker that Harley came closer to killing him than the Joker ever had. As the Joker tries to use a knife on Batman, he meets Batman's uppercut and flies off the train. Even though it looks like the Joker is definitely dead, or not, Batman knows all too well that his nemesis will be back. Batman! Be a Clown. An episode from Batman the Animated Series, the story of Be a Clown kicks off when Mayor Hill compares Batman, whom he dislikes greatly, for acting out of the law to the likes of the Joker. The Clown Prince of Crime overhears this and plots revenge against the mayor. And so he disguises himself as Jekko the Clown and crashes the birthday party of Jordan, the mayor's son, who happened to be fond of magic. Meanwhile, Jordan's relationship with his father wasn't the best, as he disliked having to partake in the mayor's political agendas and networking. As Jekko the Clown, the Joker is able to get to Jordan on his side with his tricks. He even asks Jordan to run away and find a magician as his mentor. For a parting gift, he plants a stick of dynamite in the birthday gift and leaves. Bruce Wayne, an attendee at the party, catches the Joker's laugh and spots his face in the birthday cake. Soon, he throws the cake into the pool while Hill learns of the real Jekko being tied up and never reaching the party. Meanwhile, Jordan goes missing after leaving his home to train under Jekko. casino. The Joker takes him under his tutelage and makes him do a trick that can kill him. Meanwhile, Batman puts 2 and 2 together and locates the Joker's hideout. As the Dark Knight appears, the Joker gets Jordan to do his bidding, who already harbored a negative opinion of the vigilante thanks to his father's distaste. The Joker attacks Batman with razor-sharp cards and an exploding gas card, knocking the Bat out. When he awakens, Batman finds himself hanging upside down in a tank while being restrained. At the same time, the tank is rapidly filling up with water. As Jordan realizes that Batman is drowning, he goes against the Joker and tries to save him by breaking the tank with an axe. The first hit leaves a dent, but the Joker prevents him from landing the second one. Jordan is also horrified to learn that Jekko is actually the Joker as he runs away. Batman breaks free and runs after the Joker, who finds Jordan hiding in the roller coaster of the amusement park they are in. The Joker starts the coaster, but Batman hops on, taking their fight to the ride. Batman deals with Joker's grenades, explosions, and wrestles. It then lands safely in a water body. Before the coaster can get railed away, Batman manages to save Jordan and takes him home. Joker's favor. This episode revolves around a regular man named Charlie, who gets on the Joker's bad side on a bad day and ends up compromising his own safety. Charlie finds the Joker's car cutting him off at the highway. Unknowingly, he curses at the clown who corners Charlie, but Charlie begs for forgiveness as he has a family and in return offers to do anything for the Joker. As such, the Joker takes his license and promises to contact him whenever he needs a favor. Charlie goes off the grid to avoid a criminal, but Joker tracks him down 2 years later to get Charlie to hold the door open during Commissioner Gordon's awarding ceremony. Charlie has no choice but to comply and is made to work alongside Harley Quinn. During the event, Charlie sends out a bat signal for his protection and heads to carry out the favor when he realizes that his hand has been glued to the door. Soon, the Joker arrives at the ceremony after immobilizing everyone with a paralyzing gas. He soon pins a bomb to Gordon's label, ready to sacrifice everyone in the room alongside Charlie. Fortunately, Batman arrives on time and throws the bomb away. It blows up Joker's getaway vehicle and Batman also frees Charlie, but the Joker escapes, only for Charlie to catch up to him and knock him down with a punch. He then corners the Joker and threatens to kill him with a gun in front of Batman. This poses to be a great threat to the clown Prince of Crime because it is his biggest fear to die in the hands of a nobody in the absence of an audience. That too before ever killing Batman. This sends the Joker into a panic, who begins to beg Batman to save him and ultimately surrenders. And yet Charlie throws a bomb at him, only for it to end up being confetti. In a way, the Joker gets to crack the last joke.
Kinda slow on the reflexes.
Joker's wild. In this episode, the Joker finds himself amused when billionaire Cameron Kaiser inaugurates his new casino, which seems to pay homage as Joker's wild to the criminals struck in Arkham. On national television, Kaiser comments on the Joker-like decor of its casino and claims that it pays tribute to the casino's roots and has nothing to do with the criminal fruitcake it resembles. This angers Joker, who manages to escape from Arkham as he intends to destroy the casino. Meanwhile, attendee Bruce Wayne finds it all too suspicious and infiltrates Kaiser's office as Batman. He discovers the model of a building known as Camelot, which boasts the Joker's head in the design, alongside bills for the casino's construction and a dossier on the Joker. Meanwhile, the Joker enters the casino and blends in with the dealers, who are all dressed like him. He begins to play blackjack and wins several rounds while cheating, only to lose against Bruce Wayne, who was playing to verify whether it was truly the Joker or not. The loss enrages the criminal, and his reaction gives the truth behind his identity anyway. Bruce returns as Batman to hunt the Joker down while the casino becomes a hub of commotion. Meanwhile, the Joker rigs the basement with explosives, which Kaiser observes on the video cameras but does nothing about. Batman soon reveals the truth behind the fiasco, claiming that Kaiser has bankrupted himself by creating this casino. As such, he had wished to anger the Joker to make him destroy the casino, subsequently allowing Kaiser to get his hands on the insurance money. Kaiser admits to this and gets his guards to disable Batman, who is soon knocked out by the Joker. The Dark Knight reappears strapped to a roulette well rigged to detonate the explosives, but he reveals Kaiser's plan to the Joker, who is outraged and as such disconnects the explosives. He then catches up to Kaiser, who had boarded his chopper but has clearly not been quick enough. As the Joker tries to kill the man, Batman follows them in hot pursuit in his chopper. Batman soon wrestles the Joker, causing their choppers to crash, but he succeeds at kicking the Joker to a slot machine. Ultimately, the clown Prince of Crime gets sent back to Arkham following an intense chase. Joker's Millions. This is an episode from the new Batman Adventures, and in this episode, the Joker finds himself at the receiving end of a joke. As the Joker and Harley flee from a robbery gone wrong, the Joker has no choice but to leave Harley behind because he is unable to afford the amenities necessary for the both of them to win the chase. As such, Harley gets sent back to Arkham while Joker returns to his low-income apartment. Things start to look up for the clown when he learns that his criminal enemy, Barlow, has died and left a fortune of $250 million to him. With the money, the Joker gets his criminal records erased, but Batgirl continues to keep an eye on him, all while Joker spends a luxurious life devoid of crime and with a new money. Meanwhile, Harley waits for the Joker to set him free from Arkham, only to learn that he is carrying out auditions to find a new hench girl. At the same time, things get worse for the Joker, who realizes that he has to pay a tax of $137 million to the Internal Revenue Service. He also finds out that the rest of the cash he is left with are counterfeit bills that have Barlow's face on them. He gets his hands on a videotape that Barlow has left. In the video, the criminal claims to have given Joker real money amounting to $10 million, which the Joker has already spent. The plot was carefully constructed to throw the Joker into the fix he is in now, leaving him with two options: going to jail for tax evasion or becoming the laughingstock of Gotham's underworld. An enraged Joker shoots the television and decides to amass wealth from criminal activities once again, but this time without marking them with his presence to avoid getting caught. He plans to steal money from the Gotham Mint, but Batman catches a whiff of his suspicious plans. Soon, the Joker and his goons are captured, and the Joker even tries to commit suicide but is taken to the police van. He also learns that one of the officers is a Harley in disguise, who takes revenge on him for abandoning her as she beats him up with a stick.
Oh, you never could take a joke.
The Laughing Fish. This episode is as creepy as it is exciting, as Joker brands the fish of Gotham City with his laugh and then tries to get them copyrighted to make profits. Batman gets his hands on a Joker fish and takes it in for analysis. Meanwhile, the Joker tries to convince Mr. Francis from the Copyright Office to help him get a copyright for the fish for looking like him. Mr. Francis objects to the Joker, as fishes are a natural resource in Gotham. However, an angry Joker gives the man a time limit to change his mind, while Harley sprays him with a strange perfume. Soon the Joker appears on TV, threatening Mr. Francis and advertising his fish. Meanwhile, Batman infiltrates Francis's heavily protected house, which soon falls victim to the Joker's attack. A gas is sprayed into the room, which reacts with Harley's perfume on Mr. Francis's body and brands him with the same grin as the Laughing Fish. Soon, Batman offers the man an antidote, bringing his hysterical laughter to a halt. But Joker finds a new target in Thomas Jackson, a bureaucrat working in copyrights. A Joker fish infects Jackson's cat, who bites Batman and brands him with a Joker's laugh. But Batman takes the antidote to fix his situation and realizes that the next target is Harvey Bullock. Bullock is soon taken captive as the Joker tries to feed him to the sharks at the aquarium. After Batman arrives, the Joker captures Batman and tries to send him off with Bullock. Batman tackles the sharks, breaks the aquarium, and saves himself and Bullock. Once again, the Dark Knight fights the clown, prompting the latter to jump into the shark-infested waters. While some believe that the Joker is definitely dead by now, not. The lack of evidence of his body gives off the message that he is bound to return. Trial. Trial is easily one of the best episodes on this list, simply due to the sheer genius of the concept that the episode follows. The trial in question is less of a real trial and more of a bizarre parody carried out by the rogues from Batman's roster of villains. The issues begin with Poison Ivy's trial, where District Attorney Janet wants her to be pressed for life imprisonment. But since she was apprehended by Batman, the court cannot do that, and instead they can only send her back to Arkham. Janet soon goes on television claiming that Batman is responsible for creating these two criminals. Meanwhile, Harley enthusiastically shares the news of an upcoming party in the asylum with Ivy, thanks to the Mad Hatter keeping her guards under control with his mind control chips. That night, Janet is called away during a dinner date with Bruce Wayne. While the latter bolts after noticing a bat signal, he soon learns that Janet has been kidnapped, but before he can do anything about it, he is kidnapped as well. When he awakens, he finds himself restrained in an Arkham cell alongside Janet, while the rogues from his rogue gallery put them on a parody trial. trial. Janet is tasked with acting as Batman's district attorney, while the criminals are part of the jury with the Joker as the judge. Janet is asked to prove that Batman did not create the villains. Failure to do so will result in the both of them dying. As such, Janet uses solid arguments to support Batman's case, eventually realizing that Batman did not create the criminals. In fact, the criminals created Batman. Soon, the Joker professes Batman to be not guilty, but heads to execute them anyway, since that was the plan all along. Batman is soon strapped to an electric couch, and the Joker heads to unmask him when Janet uses the Batarang she had previously taken from a site to shatter the lights of the room. Batman takes advantage of the darkness to break himself and Janet out. He also ties up Harley, takes out Killer Croc, and escapes the Joker in the process. He then fights off Scarecrow, Poison Ivy, Two-Face, the Ventriloquist, Scarface, and Mad Hatter in front of Janet. Finally, the both of them escape, only to find Gordon waiting for them with the police. The Joker follows Batman in hot pursuit, and he ties Batman up with a rope, but Batman kicks him hard in the face and wins the duel, again, ultimately escaping the maddening situation. In the end, Batman and Janet reach a common ground where they both confess they strive for a city that does not need a Batman.
Just punch some air holes!
The Last Laugh. The storyline in this episode follows a hysterical April Fool's Day when the Joker tries to make the best out of a day dedicated to what the Joker does best. The Joker unleashes a laughing gas via a barge emitting gas from green garbage. As people get a whiff of it, they begin to laugh and act erratically after losing their senses. Bruce Wayne hears of the reports while taking a shower and immediately pinpoints the Joker to be the reason behind this manic event. Meanwhile, the Joker and his goons partake in stealing from Gotham's financial district while no one stops them due to the condition they are in. At the same time, Batman learns that exposure to the gas can turn people insane permanently. Things get worse when Alfred falls victim to it and destroys most of his library. As such, a masked Batman heads to the sea in the Batboat to deal with the Joker's barge. The first two henchmen are easily defeated, but the metal captain of the barge, Captain Clown, manages to subdue Batman, who is eventually shoved into a canister with holes poked into it. The canister is thrown into the ocean and Batman almost drowns until the Batboat arrives to his rescue and cuts through the object. Batman then reaches the Joker's junkyard and cuts off the hoses to prevent the toxins from being pumped out. He also removes the masks of Joker's henchmen who are subsequently affected by the laughing gas. He then fights the robot captain again and gets him crushed with the help of a car crusher. An outraged Joker dumps garbage on Batman, and he follows the Joker via a belt that leads into a vat brimming with molten metal. The Joker tries to get Batman to fall into the vat but fails to do so thanks to Batman latching onto some gears. But he almost falls into an incinerator, but is ultimately able to capture the Joker. The Joker tries to run away and almost falls into the fire but is saved by Batman, which is more of a loss in a way since the Joker desperately wants Batman to be responsible for taking a life.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
The Man Who Killed Batman. This episode follows a 2-bit crook named Sidney Debris, who did the impossible when he killed Batman, and as such he stole the Joker's dream, who believed that crime had lost its punchline without Batman. Sidney was an average criminal who went on a drug run to move up the criminal ladder in Gotham City's underworld. The party was crashed by Batman, and Sidney was left alone by the mobsters who took the opportunity to flee. Sidney clumsily tried to avoid Batman on the roof and slipped. Batman tried to save him, but the dislocation of bridges caused Batman to fall off into an explosive gas tank instead. As such, Sidney became responsible for killing Batman and gained widespread fame. While the underworld congratulated him, the Joker was in visible dismay for not being the one to kill Batman. He hosted a funeral for the Dark Knight in Ace Chemicals, which was once again a bore because Batman did not crash it. He got his goons to place Sidney in a coffin, which was then thrown into an acid vat. However, before Sidney could die, he got lucky again and was sucked into a drain pipe. When Sidney winded up on the banks of Gotham River, he got out of town as the man who killed Batman and outsmarted the Joker on the same night. Sidney narrates his story to criminal overlord Rupert Thorne, who thinks Sidney is lying to get into his drug operation. After all, it takes a genius to kill Batman and outdo the Joker on the same night. As such, Thorne points the gun at Sidney, who is saved by Batman, who is very much alive. Batman claims to have faked his death to observe things on the down low. He also sends Sidney to prison, but with a good reputation for being the man who almost killed Batman, outdid the Joker, and set up Rupert Thorne. Naturally, this helped him earn respect among the inmates. Holiday Nights. Holiday Nights is the pilot episode of the new Batman Adventures. Instead of having a linear story, it acts more like a Christmas and New Year themed anthology, with each mini-story having different characters in the center of the storyline. While the first segment has Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy at the forefront, while the second one revolves around Batgirl and Clayface, the Joker takes the reins for the third segment of the episode. It is New Year's Eve and the Joker has made a resolution he will not kill anyone in the new year to come. But this does not mean he is going straight. He intends to make up for the lack of killing that is about to come by killing multiple people on New Year's Eve itself. As such, he gets a powerful sonic weapon that can kill everyone present within earshot. Batman does the necessary investigations to locate the place where Joker intends to carry out his act, Gotham Square. Batman reaches the site only to find everyone wearing a Joker mask, which confuses him and allows the real Joker to blend in with the crowd. Meanwhile, the real one plays the piano on stage and his tampered sound as a result of the sonic weapon allows Batman to deduce that he is the real Joker, especially because the bodyguards around him seem to use earmuffs to protect themselves from the weapon, and the sound itself is responsible for people going crazy. With Robin's help, the dynamic duo take out the bodyguards and is soon subdued. However, Batman gets his hands on the champagne held by the Joker and pours it into the sonic weapon. It causes the device to short circuit, and a chain reaction of problems affects the nearby bell pulley. The Joker, who was standing below the bell, falls victim to it as it falls directly on his head. While any person would die in such a situation, the Joker just says, ouch. The Joker's title as the Clown Prince of Crime is a super well-deserved title. He comes up with some of the most outrageous and unusual plans, and yet all of them make sense. He commits crimes not for material goods or power, but for fun. He has no objective beyond getting under Batman's skin, and that alone makes him the most dangerous. If you like the content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.
Batman! You wouldn't let me fry, would you?